super wham!
I love this top. Hello and welcome to Gina Warrior Princess. This is the first 2-week edition episode. So, the first week, week number 1, very depressing. I gained 1.2 kilos, which is 2.6 pounds. So I did that. I put all of that onto my body. But week 2, I lost 1.6 kilogram, which means that I lost 3.5 pounds. I did a bit of a yo-yo. So I'm thinking that this is possibly some kind of weight fluctuation week anyway. And this is why you can't get too down if you have a bad week, because it could just be a fluctuation like this. Also, I was a bit naughty, but then I had a very good week, so I was kind of like, nah. But I'm also doing the weight training, so like I'm probably building muscle and losing fat, which is probably like pushing my weight in different directions. So that's the visualization. This is like sign language for that. Pushing your weight around. Yeah. So what I've decided is that since my weight's a bit all over the place at the moment, I am going to do a measurement of parts of my body so that I know size as well as weight to give me a more accurate tracking system for my weight. So if you want to do this as well, one thing that I would suggest is draw a little version of yourself. I am clearly an artist, and this is clearly my waist to hip ratio right here. Very realistic interpretation of the woman's body. The first thing that I'm going to measure is my thigh. So I'm wearing my handy dandy leggings today. Wrap the cord. Now you don't want it to be like right down by your knee because it's just going to be little and ridiculous. Mind you, you don't want it right up in your crotch because that's also just not really your thigh, is it? That's more like your crotch, really. So I'm going to go about mid, just a bit more towards the top, but where my biggest kind of muscle bit is. And you don't want to, like, there's always a bit of flexibility in this. Like, you could just be like, oh, I'm like not very big at all. But you just want to have it kind of sitting nice and comfy. So I'm 28.5 inches there. 28.5 inches. Ta-da! This is really awkward to do by yourself, but you know what? I can do it, so you can do it too. We can all be a bit unco together. I think the best way from trial and error seems to be pull it up underneath and then let it drop down. Like so. So my arm would seem to be about 14.5 inches. Now it's on my diagram, and then once I've finished losing weight, I can come back to this and be like, what was my starting point? And I can compare my starting point drawing to my finishing point drawing, which the drawing will probably look the same, because as I said, I'm a very talented artist. But the numbers will all have changed, and that's the exciting part. Okay, so the next bit is there's 2 places that I'm going to measure on my belly. Okay, so, morning, we're getting a bit expose here. So I'm just going to pull this up. Okay, so there are 2 places that you can do. Some people would say the skinniest bit, and that is one part that I will go to my dip and do my skinniest bit. But you can't just do this, but this is the fun bit because it makes your tummy seem like it's really small. So mine is, this is 40 inches right here in my smallest bit. 40 inches in my little bit. 40 inches. Yep. But then what you really need to do is you need to find your belly button. So that's the next bit. So I'm just going to pull it up. Oops. There's my belly button. And it's not at my lowest bit because my lowest bit is here. So it's a bit lower than that. I feel like I'm on a kids show. Like, can you see my belly button? There it is! There it is! There it is! Yes! Anyway, I'm going to take the tape around that height. And it's a bit lower. And as you can see, just going a couple of inches lower on my belly, this one here is 45.5 inches. So on me personally, that there is 5.5 inches wider than my skinniest point. So if you don't make that distinction between those two places that you're measuring, then it's very easy to kind of like, when you're doing your waist, just kind of slip up or down a bit or whatever, or like always go for the skinniest place, which isn't always the best indication. So this is going to give you a really good overall idea of whether you're working your legs, whether you're working your arms, whether you're working your belly, like what's going on. This is going to be it. I almost forgot to measure my boobies, the mature word for which is bust. So let's measure the bust right now, shall we? Oh, flip, that's a bit awkward. Measuring the bust is 47 inches. Booyah shaka pop! And there we have it. Bust. Clearly I was very organised for this video because I also forgot to measure my hips. So I'll just draw for you on my little diagram. So this bit here around my hip, hooray! Okay, so last bit around my hips, my lowrider gangster hip area. We're about 49 at the hips. Can I have 49? We have a 49, we have a 49 around the hips, we have a 49, we have 49 inch hips, that's what we have a 49 inches in the hips. So what my plan is from this point is I'm going to do more weight training, more weight training, get stronger. I'm going to do my cross trainer in my room, and I'm going to try and kick off a bit more of this weight. I'm going to find some more healthy recipes for you guys. So yeah, I hope you all take care, and yeah.